Admittedly, I haven't shot a video in a while. Sorry, been working on a deck. So something new I got is the SilencerCo hybrid can, and one of the things I've been wanting to do on it since I got it last week is to actually make a fixed barrel spacer. And so let's go over what a fixed barrel spacer is. Essentially, there's a Nielsen action in the gun, in a pistol, which basically drops the barrel down, moves it forward so that the next round can chamber. And for that, what they've done is there's this piece, it's called the piston, and it basically soaks up that recoil so that there's no added weight on the mechanism of the gun. And so what that means is this is the piston, this is the spring, and the piston holder over there. And the big problem seems to be that once it gets, or there's no problem actually, should you want to use this on a rifle, you have a problem at that point, because the rifle, you wouldn't want this movement. That's just something that could cause misalignment or barrel whip. So the solution is to create a fixed length spacer that essentially replaces the spring and eliminates the slop in the mechanism. So what we would have to do is create something that's the same ID and OD as the spring with about the same length. And so that's what we're going to do today. To do it, ideally I would like something more like a stainless steel, but I don't have anything like that in stock. So I found I do have a piece of aluminum, I guess this is about 1 inch. And what we'll do is we'll use this. So since this isn't a specific guide, one of the first things we'll do is measure how big the inside diameter needs to be. I don't know if you can see that. We're going to have to buy some batteries soon, but it's 19 millimeters on the nose. Also a 1/2 inch. And then the outside diameter will be roughly the spring size. And the spring, it's probably easiest to measure it on the edge, is 24.5. Which is practically 1 inch. So let me find some stock and we'll come back and we'll chuck it up in the lathe. What we're going to do is we're essentially going to use that. We're going to make a piece 33 millimeters long, 19 mil ID, 25 mil OD. And that should slip over here. We're going to want a nice tight fit, and then we'll work on putting that in the barrel. So this entire video should probably go in the blooper reel, because I thought I was recording and I wasn't. So what have you missed since my screw up? Essentially, I cut the outside diameter down. I threw a wrench, or a key I should say, in the pit. And then I just used a file and some sandpaper to get a better finish. It had like a somewhat knurled finish. Didn't really want that because I'm not excited about the idea of that was running around inside as the barrel moved, etc. in the assembly. So what are we going to do next? We're going to drill our hole for our inside diameter, and so we'll do that real quickly. Start with a pilot. So now I've got a good spotted center. And what we'll do next is we'll just run through some drill bits. We'll go to a 1/2 inch, and then since it's soft aluminum, probably straight to 3/4, which is the inside diameter. Now usually you'd want to get close and then use a ream, but there's no reason to do that in this case because we want somewhat of a loose fit. We don't want it to be super tight. So let's run this 1/2 inch bit in quickly. Alright, so quickly had to stop, take the tailstock off, tighten it 1/16 of a turn, and we should be good to go. Much better. Okay, next up, I'm going to put in a 3/4 inch drill bit. So, quick irritating point. I actually was looking for a 5/8 inch drill bit. Sorry, 3/4 inch drill bit. And I was dead sure I had one. And after looking for 10 minutes and getting frustrated, I realized I actually don't have one, so I'm looking for nothing. So we'll go with 5/8 and then may have to use a sucky boring bar. Let's see what happens. Unfortunately, the only boring bar I really have is this shitty Harbor Freight one, which I'm almost tempted not to use, and to go buy something. But I guess in interest of finishing a video, let's. I'm going to try going up, see if we can get it to cut. I'm not too optimistic. No, we're close. Something that I thought I saw at the end of that cut was, I must have hit the bottom, and it looked like the whole thing turned, so just gotta put it back and tighten it again, and we'll give it another go. And so this is what I actually expected to happen. So we're in slightly, but since the bar is as limp as a piece of spaghetti, we're not getting consistent cuts. almost like we're cutting at an angle. So what we're going to have to do now is just a lot more. Let me get some air. I hate using air on the lathe. And that is about as far as we were going to go. So that part's great. We're pretty solid, a little looser than I would have liked, but sufficient. And so what we'll do next is we'll just come, that edge is smooth as hell. So we'll just come here. I don't have a parting tool either. That one's on the list of things to buy. So what we'll do is we'll just get a V-nosed bit, create a bit of a channel, and then cut it off with a hacksaw. We'll measure this again, roughly. Go a bit big so we can face and cut it shorter. All right, let's see if this cuts. That sounded horrific. Hopefully that's a good angle. And it's going to be to cut it off. So don't laugh if you don't have a parting tool. You can always use a hacksaw. For cons. If you don't, it means not my favorite thing in the world. So we'll pull this piece out, get back in the pile. And what we have is essentially a good spacer, just a shitty edge. And if we look, I have to face this edge here, and then we should be pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in and I'm going to try and clamp it as lightly as I can. I don't really have a soft jaw set, which probably should have as well. But the expensive part of machining is not the tool, it's the tool accessories. Just kiss it there to break the edge. That's pretty good. I'm just going to clean that up with some sandpaper, and that should be the part. So let's see. And here we have our two pieces. They are practically the exact same height. When we clip in, we've got a little movement, which is what I wanted, just in case there's any expansion. I didn't want it to bind up. And then once we fit in the piston holder, we get all the way in. And so let's see, we have a slight exposure there, which I believe is what we want, but let's just check it for comparison, otherwise it's very easy to take off another. Okay, so we have a bit more here. Let's see what happens. Okay, so we've got about a 2mm reveal. And if we go to the color, I think we have a 1mm reveal. But yep, I don't think that's a concern. I think that locks up quite nicely. Let's see if we pull the end off. So you can see we lock up nicely. The factory part does have holes here. I assume that's so that it uses the first piece as a bigger blast chamber. I haven't seen a lot of people saying they need to do that. What I might do is I might just mark them up and then cut them on a mill when I go to a buddy's house. So there's the part. It looks pretty smart. Pretty happy with the way everything came out. Now, the big thing is, will I actually use this? And I don't know if I'm going to actually use this. I think the $40 for the guarantee of SilencerCo fixing it if anything goes wrong is money well spent. So I'll say that. Will I? Potentially I'll leave this in the range bag as a in case of emergency, but I don't know. We'll have to see. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't, if you're interested in. And there should be more videos to come. Thanks.